Hi, everybody, and welcome back.
Hey there. What's up, fam?
It is season 2, episode 3.
Yeah. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
Time just scooting along, eh?
Yeah. End of January.
My birthday edition.
True.
Yeah,
Very
that's
true.
It's on the way.
Okay, so let's make it extra special.
Well, no, let's just make it good.
Okay.
Don't have to be extra special.
Okay.
Yeah. It's always every day special.
True.
Yeah.
So today's episode is stay sexy, get money, and enjoy life.
Let's go.
Okay. So somewhere along the way this year, we heard a piece of advice that made us laugh and then made us stop and think. Get money, stay pretty, handle your business, enjoy life, stay sexy, and don't give a woot woot. Now, it sounds funny, and it was Huey that actually shared that with me.
Yeah, it was actually, if you want to know the origin of that, just
Sure.
so we're not taking it from somebody else, there's a little 24-hour cafe in Toronto. It's on, I believe, Charles and Yonge Street, just downtown.
Okay.
Just north or south of Wesley. It's called 7 Cafe.
Mm-hmm.
And one of their posts was that, and I just thought that is excellent because
Mm-hmm.
the place itself is fantastic. If you guys ever want a really cool experience, definitely go check out 7 Cafe. It's absolutely incredible.
Okay. And you're not paid for that endorsement.
No, there's no agreement, nothing. Just a place we used to visit, and they have very cool posts. That one there is what actually we based this whole podcast on.
Perfect. So now it does sound a little bit funny. It does sound a bit bold, but underneath the humor, there's actually some of the most honest life advice that you can get.
Yeah.
So today we're going to break this mindset down, why it resonates right now, and how simplicity, confidence, and self-respect might be the key to living well.
Yep.
Okay. So question 1, once again, haven't proofed them. Disclaimer.
Mm-hmm.
So why does simple, unapologetic advice sometimes hit harder than complex life rules?
Well, okay, so I'm going to take a stab at this one.
Sure.
I think, this, when we're growing up, and then, as kids, we're supposed to behave a certain way, and basically, our parents teach us how to be good children, and then we go into these academic education systems where we're taught to be good students, good individuals, and then, as sort of life progresses, we get jobs, and then, there's certain codes of behavior that we're told to follow. And if your life is totally linear, if nothing ever happens, if there are no ups and downs, I think you can pretty well exist in a safe space and just be conservatively go on your way. But if you're one of those people who sort of wants more, right, and who is bit of a risk taker, a bit more aggressive, wants passion, wants love, wants adventure, wants money, wants travel, yeah, you're gonna have to probably stretch yourself a bit more, and you're really gonna have a I don't give a woot woot attitude, right? You can't get bogged down by the small stuff. That's the luxury that people who don't want anything out of life have. But if you want stuff out of life, those annoying calls that you get that come a private number, you got to answer them because it might be important to your next step.
Yeah.
But somebody who's not expecting too much and he really doesn't care about their next step, they could ignore all of the nuances, all of the small stuff.
Yeah. Well, I think that's the challenge, is cutting through the noise
and knowing what noise to basically listen to.
Yeah. Exactly. So question 2 is, what does get money really mean beyond just finances?
Okay, so in my opinion, what get money means is basically you find something that works for you. Okay, it looks different for everybody, right? If I could sing, I could probably get money doing that. If I was a boxer and wasn't afraid to get punched in the head, literally punched in the head, I probably would get money doing that, If I didn't like business so much, I'd probably want to be a chef. Like, that's probably the only thing that I would have, wanted to say train and then, sort of work in a structured environment. And, you need people, you need a staff, you need colleagues to be a chef. So all of those things you could get money at if you get your hustle on. And by that, I mean you have to work hard. Over the years, what I've learned and, what I've watched you do, as well, because you're an extremely hard worker. But I've learned that you could actually outwork a bad day. You could outwork a bad day.
Yeah.
Life changes on a dime if you just stick to the program.
Yeah.
Right? And so when it says, that part about get money, what that's just talking about is be the best at whatever it is you're doing. You will get money.
Yeah, and I think it's just another way to look at it, or how I look at it, is it's just a way to have your own freedom.
Well, I think the problem with most people is that they look at the structured environment and they think, well, how am I going to get money? You have to think outside of the structured environment. Humans' needs, Maslow's law of human wants, food, shelter, clothing, right? Those don't change. And it's not only the people that go to proper Ivy League educations that need that. Every single person needs that at every level of society. And so if you're not finding what you're looking for in one particular place, there's literally millions of other places you could go. There's no excuse.
Yeah.
And people aren't going to stop you. Once people see that your intentions are pure and you're not a total bastard, they'll probably give you a hand in whatever you're trying to accomplish.
Yeah.
So it's up to the individual to just think outside the box.
Very true. And question 3. How do you stay pretty and stay sexy translate beyond appearance?
Okay, so this one here is right up our alley because to me what that's speaking about is basically staying healthy.
Yeah, and I think it's just,
taking care of yourself.
Your self-care and your energy level.
Self-care, keeping that front and foremost. We were talking about that just the other day, where years ago, it was totally acceptable, for if you're a lawyer, if you were, downtown finance bro, if you were, like rock star, to basically just party your face off for years and years and years. We're talking about doing stuff to your body in the name of fun.
Yeah.
And it was society said, "Oh, that's okay.
Yeah, that's what you
it was
do.
Cool. That's what you do. That's who you are." Now, no, we know better.
Yeah.
We were talking about it when it comes to smoking.
Because you still see all the old movies and everybody's all cool, smoking their cigarettes.
And it's like what we know now is just like, are you insane?
Like you're hurting your body.
That was the worst habit. Well, there was a lot of bad habits, but that was probably right up there, top 3 worst habits you could take on.
Yeah.
With your life. And so. I mean, the thing is, I think to a large extent, is you live long enough, you know better.
Yeah. Yeah, that's true.
But when we look back, we were stupid. As a culture, as a society, we were just killing ourselves and having a good time. And then looking down on others who weren't doing that.
True. Yeah, because everybody was like, well, it's cool to smoke, so.
Yeah, no, so I think this generation's got it right.
Yeah.
They basically, they're vegan, they're vegetarians, they care about the environment, they care about what goes into their bodies, they care about sustainable, coffee beans, sustainable diamonds. They
and a lot of them are sober.
Most of them are sober. They don't drink as much as our generation did, right? Which was another, pretty rough habit on the body.
Definitely.
So I think really basically stay sexy just means stay healthy. Healthy is sexy today.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Live your best life when you're in good health. You know?
And live a good older life.
Older life, yeah. Because
you're in good health.
Yeah, just a PSA, dudes, the older you get, the more you appreciate your health.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You see some challenges and you have to work
harder.
at it.
It becomes a bit harder to maintain.
Yeah. You have to spend more time working on it.
You have to spend more time working at it and taking care of yourself. So, yeah.
Okay, question 4. Why is handle your business one of the most underrated life skills?
This one. Yeah, so there's a saying, it's in the rap world, and I love it, and it basically just says stand on business, right? And that's something that you and I have always done. You and I remember back in the day, way back when we first met, and we used to hang out, and we used to basically frequent the same sort of social, bars and restaurants and after work, spots, but you would always be in at work on time the next day.
Oh yeah, you had to show up.
Yeah, me too.
And you had to work a full day.
And you had to work, yeah.
If you're gonna go out and do that stuff, you still gotta show up and function.
Yeah, it was like, if you're gonna do the crime, you gotta do the time. But so many people I knew basically just ruined their careers by not being able to show up the next day. And I learned, being independent and knowing it was totally dependent on me, I always made sure I showed up. I was a keener that way, and you were exactly the same way.
I was always one of the first people in.
Yeah, so it's like, we've been standing on business for forever, just like with everything. And it's just all it is really is basically being accountable for what you do.
Yeah.
If you do something stupid, it becomes really stupid if you don't address it. I know so many people who do stupid stuff and lie about it or deny it. And it's just like, you're just going to do more stupid stuff. And after a while, it becomes you.
Yeah.
Right? No one's going to hold you hostage for making a mistake. Mistakes are part of growing, part of living. If you're not making a mistake, chances are you're standing still. You're not doing anything. Because there's sometimes in life where you just trying to survive, you've made a mistake. Just by basically taking a course of action, it turns out to be a mistake.
Yeah.
You own it. You dust yourself off and you keep going. And
and you learn from it.
And you learn from it, But by basically pretending, I know so many people, and I feel like, I'm not a hater. So really, even when people are stupid, I don't hate on them. But I know so many people who basically will wait to find something on someone and then hold it against them like they get a prize for basically finding, some kind of shortcoming.
Yeah.
And I don't feel empathy for you because I don't understand that kind of behavior, but I feel sympathy for you because if you think that it's almost like saying that life is, you can't make a mistake in life. Well, no, life is.
Yeah, that's part of life.
That is life. It's
learning and growing.
Half the people walking around were mistakes, I don't mean to be mean or whatever, but I'm pretty sure I wasn't planned. I kind of just ended up in the equation, Thank goodness.
Have to ask RJ.
Well, yeah, I think that was confirmed at one point, but the reality of it is that I'm here now. So yeah, we won that war. But the point I'm trying to make is that life is not a whole bunch of rules you follow and you get the perfect outcome. Life is basically a situation where you go in, you do the best you can, and I don't give a woot attitude will probably take you further than basically sweating the small stuff.
Yeah. Well, very true.
Because at the end of the day, it doesn't matter. At the end of the day, if you look at everything that's transpired over the past 5-10 years,
Yeah, like the last 5 years has been challenging for everybody.
Yeah, and so if you were to sit there and beat yourself up for stuff you had no control over, wouldn't that be the definition of ridiculous? That's or delusions of grandeur, because I don't think most people, even the very rich, could have sort of navigated a lot of the business interruption and just the crazy stuff that was going on, COVID, tariffs. Crypto crash, like all of this stuff coming at us. That's not our responsibility. Our responsibility is I think like Sigmund Freud said, life is 90% what happens to you and 10% how you deal with it. Or it could be the other way around. 10% of what happens to you and 90% is how you deal with it.
Yeah.
Meaning that I think, I'm guessing the meaning of that is basically we're not going to be in control of everything we experience, everything we encounter. We are in control of our reaction to it.
Yeah.
And if you own it, basically handle your business, you have a chance of surviving damn near anything.
Yeah.
So, and there's certain laws, I think, in life that basically, and I think one of them, and, might be in one of the books that, you and I might be reading, but it's that if you do stand up to situations, you have a better chance of getting through on the positive at the other end. Doesn't matter what it is.
Yeah, that That's that book I just finished.
Yeah, it's kind of like court, you know? If you don't show up for the smallest situation, you could end up with a fine for $1 million just because the judge's in a bad mood.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Yeah. Like for a parking ticket.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Just to prove a point.
Yeah.
So show up. I think that's the takeaway there.
PSA.
Yeah, it's PSA.
PSA for today.
Yeah.
Okay. So question 5. Why do so many people forget to actually enjoy life while chasing success?
I think it goes back to a podcast we did on adulting. I think a lot of people just, sort of remembered what happened with their parents and got to a certain stage and thought, the way I navigate life is by becoming like my parents.
Yeah.
To take it all seriously. And to, be sort of very straight and very aggressive and very strict when it comes to life. But life is not like that. If you could find the humor, if you could find the good, if you could find the upside in every situation, look at it from a different angle, I think you'd be able to basically make sense a lot more of difficult situations. I think it's when we are rigid and unbending and unwilling to if the minute you basically say, I'm screwed, guess what? You're screwed.
Yeah. Oh, for sure.
Yeah, you're screwed. Yeah, you've made that decision. You verbalized it. You've put it onto the universe.
Yeah.
And so basically the only thing your system, your energy, your nervous system, your intellectual understanding of life is going to do is prepare you for the worst. You're in flight mode at that point.
So
you've made that conscious decision.
The words you use are very important.
Absolutely, because your subconscious cannot tell the difference.
Yeah. Yeah.
Can't distinguish between you
Fact
joking
and
around
fiction.
or you basically being flippant or you being sarcastic. No, you say it, you put it out there, and the universe is responding to it. So.
Okay. And 6. What does don't give a woot woot really mean in a healthy way?
Well, I think, it's paraphrasing, obviously, but I think not giving a woot woot really means is that don't get caught up in stuff that really is not going to matter tomorrow.
Yeah, or in 5 years.
Or in 5 years, for that matter. I mean, the thing is that if we've seen so much catastrophic change over the past 5 to 10 years. COVID changed everything. Yeah. And there's
totally gone by.
There's people who act like it never even happened.
Exactly.
So I mean, the reality of it is that life goes on, and the longer you spend looking in your rearview mirror trying to figure out what just happened, 10 more things are developing in front of you.
And you're missing everything that's coming at you this way because you're looking back that way.
Yeah, so my 24-hour rule. If it bothers me and if it's basically tragic, I'll give it 24 hours. Then the next day it's like, next.
Yeah.
Time to move on.
Then you'll look at it again and go, no, I don't need to address this.
Well, the reality of it is that you can't change the past.
No.
And dwelling on it's not going to change it. There is no benefit.
No. You just
of
gotta
dwelling on the
moving.
past, and that's why you should always be careful of the words you use with people that you care about or you don't care about, because you can't take it back. You have to move on. Yeah. Right. So when you're in that moment and that person is really, and I mean they threw you a curveball and it's like they touched a nerve. Bite your tongue, because at the end of the day. Yeah. Whatever's going on at that particular moment is going to pass as well. Yeah.
And I was just going to say that it'll be gone in the next day anyway.
You won't
so
remember
does it really matter?
You won't remember it a week from how they made you feel. So, but you will remember your response to it, and that's what's going to basically go through. You carry with you forward. Yeah. Right. And so basically, it's like if it's not going to kill you, move on. Let it go. Yeah. That's your green. Yeah. That's your red flag. You got a red flag. You got a warning, right? That path's not for you. That's your redirection. Okay. Right. Don't give a woot woot. Exactly. Right. Redirection.
Unless it's really, 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 really important, don't bother.
Well, unless somebody scratches your Ferrari, if you're lucky enough to have a Ferrari, and somebody that would warrant a response. That really. Have you seen the new Ferrari? Yeah. It replaced the Enzo.
Mm-hmm.
It's a new. They redid the Testarossa.
Yeah.
This thing it's ridiculous. Anyway, I digress. But yeah, don't scratch my Ferrari.
Also, not a plug for them and not a paid
Yeah,
endorsement.
not working with Ferrari yet.
Just want to keep that all out there.
We're working towards it, so hopefully, yeah.
Feel free to reach out.
Yeah, reach out. Hey, I'm available. Yeah. Huey Pichon. Yeah.
Okay, so question 7. How can this mindset help us live lighter, happier, and more confidently this year?
Well, I think, and you and I do this, fairly well over past experience and stuff, is that we keep in perspective that, life is not forever.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And life...
We're not promised.
You're not promised. And, you catch more bees with honey than you do with vinegar. I mean, if you're a nice person, if you're optimistic, if you're, you and I are the kind of people, if you ever get stuck on a ship somewhere or lost in a desert, or you want to be hanging out with D&I, because we're going to be, okay, well, guess we have to fix this.
Mm-hmm.
Right? Yeah. And those are the kinds of people I like to be around.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly. There's some people out there who basically will just create situations for you to have doom, gloom, and failure, to feel better about themselves because they do not know how to be optimistic about life. So the only thing that they could do to make themselves feel better is to wish failure on others. So they can say, you see?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
and
that doesn't help.
Well, it's a vicious cycle, and that's a never-ending cycle. And so the bottom line is that if you're around the right people, life will be light. But if you're around people who are just always negative Nancy's, and always trying to bring you down to literally to bring themselves up, you're in a bad situation. Yeah. Because energy is transferable. Mm-hmm. Yeah. If I have terrible energy and you hang out with me long enough, you're gonna have terrible energy. Mm-hmm. So stay away from bad energy. That's probably about 50%. That's 50% of your problem is derived from picking it up from other people. Yeah. True. Right? So you wake up in the morning and you're positive about your life and what you're gonna do, your thoughts, aspirations. But then you encounter somebody who is relatively close to you who's going to give you every reason why you shouldn't. Mm-hmm. That is going to seep into your psyche, into your subconscious, which is highly programmable, and then you're screwed. Mm-hmm. So, keep it light, keep it happy, keep it confident. Yeah. And then,
maybe make it a bit fun.
Well, cut off the haters. Cut off the haters and the negative people. You don't need them. Yeah. Like, send them Christmas gifts. Send them a card at Christmas. Send them a birthday card or whatever. But you don't need to hang out with them. That's expensive. That's really an expensive thing, being around people like that. I know some people who will basically sabotage your life, sabotage your career, sabotage everything good for you because they're afraid of you leaving them. Mm-hmm. So the only way they can hold on is if they basically pull you up rather than taking the initiative and trying to figure out how they could rise too. Mm-hmm. They would rather basically kill your vibe, your flow. There's a lot of people out there like that. And so what you have to ask yourself is, are you helping them or are you just enabling them? Mm-hmm. You don't want to enable a hater. No, hate is not, it's easy to hate. Yeah. So easy to basically sit there and go, that'll never work. Yeah. What about trying it to see if it'll work? What about actually blowing, promise and blowing, encouragement into somebody? Yeah, that sounds like a fun thing to do. Let's see how far that person could go.
Well, I'm sure that will go 1,000 times more than the other.
Well, it'll be a lot more fun, to tell you the truth. Yeah, but anyway, that's it.
Okay, and then so I think this philosophy of the person that from the cafe is just
spot on.
Is right on, and it just means stuff. Confidence in yourself.
The thing is, how do you want to live?
Yeah.
How do you want to live? That summed up everything. Heard that and it's like, podcast. Yeah.
Yeah. So confidence doesn't have to be complicated, and neither does a good life.
No. So. No, literally, you just have to want to be better. You want to be more. You want to be healthy. You want to be happy.
And work on doing a little bit better each day.
Yeah, and guess what?
Maybe every area of your life.
And guess what? That's sexy.
Yes, it is.
That's sexy. That's sexy.
Anyway, is there anything else you would like to add?
No, I've talked enough.
Before, okay. Okay. Well, anyway, I hope everybody enjoyed today's episode. And once again, thanks for tuning in. And if you liked what you heard, please share or subscribe.
Or just drop us a line saying, hi guys, we like what you're doing.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Any encouragement's good.
Yeah. So that would be wonderful. And until next week.
Stay sexy.
Yep. Stay sexy and don't give a woot woot.
There you go.
Okay. Have a good week.
Have a good weekend, guys.